What's up, witches? What's up, what's up? Hello. Did you guys think I was going to be timely in 2022? No, not at all. New year, new me? Nope. Same witch. What's up? I'm here. I'm here now. I have made it. I have arrived. What's up, witches? What's going on? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Betty. Happy new moon. What's going on? I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I always get these lives ready, and then YouTube just, has its own ideas. I put up the poll for the support card, and then it just ended it before I even started the live. So I don't even know. So I had to repost it, but it's up now. So you can check that out. What's up, witches? How are we? Welcome. Come on in, get comfortable. It is time for the new moon reading. What's up? Hi, guys. Oh, thank you for liking already. What's up, what's up? Okay, I'm making sure everything is good. I think it is. Hopefully you guys can see the poll. It looks like it. Yes, I am feeling a lot better. Thank you. So, I am feeling a lot better. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about how I'm feeling a lot better, because a lot of the things that I use to heal myself from this cold or whatever I've got going on is actually available in the shop right now in the Bodega. So I wanted to let you guys know that, because the Bodega just restocked today at noon. And some things are already starting to go. So I wanted to make sure I told you guys about that before, things totally disappear. Hey, Anthony, welcome. What's up? I don't think you've been in a live for a little while. We miss you. How are you? I hope you're doing well and enjoying the start of your new year so far. Welcome everybody who's coming in. So I hope you guys are having a happy new year and a happy new moon. I think it is so awesome that the very first day of the year is getting us ready for a new moon, officially tomorrow, but that we're entering into a new moon phase at the beginning of a new year. That's just so much good energy for getting started, starting fresh, starting new, planting seeds for the new year. So that is, to me feels like a very good energy, very good sign. I like that a lot. Welcome. All right, so let's see. Let's start getting into it. I am Allie, aka BronxWitch. If you've never been here before, this is the new moon tarot reading. We're going to be doing things a little bit different today. It's going to be a pick a card today, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to be a little bit more specific than usual. Usually, this is a collective reading where we read the energy for the moon phase for the entire collective. But this time I wanted people to have a little more choice and be able to narrow it down so that you receive a message that's a little bit more specific for you and what you're going through. Because I feel like, it's the beginning of a new year and we're probably all going through different things. And this start of the new year probably feels really different for all of us. Some of us might be really excited and optimistic. Some of us maybe not so much, maybe somewhere in the middle. So I thought a pick a card might be a nice way for us to get a little bit more specific reading. So we're going to give this a try. You can let me know down below in the comments and all that good stuff, like what you think about it and if we should keep doing it like this. We have been doing the live readings on the full moon and the new moon for the last couple months now. I think we started a couple of months ago when I came back from my break. And we have been pulling cards to get an idea of how to navigate the moon phases. If you are not new here, then you know that I do pretty much everything spiritual on the moon phases. That's personal to me. I always feel the effects of the moon very heavily. So it just made a lot of sense to do our readings on, the moon phases and all that good stuff. And let me just check something. Yeah, I thought so. Here we go. I was like, where is everybody? But they probably can't join right now because I was in public. Okay, that should change things. Good job, you guys, for being on top of it and using the link. That's how you got in here. Snazzy, Betty and Anthony. So we're doing this for this new moon phase, which is a new moon in Capricorn. It's going to be new. The moon will be new exactly at like 1:33 tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. So for other people, it'll be different time zones, obviously. But for those of us on the East Coast, it'll be 1:33 tomorrow, Sunday, January 2nd. The moon will be new in the sign of Capricorn. And we'll talk a little bit about astrology later, as we always do. So we'll get into the details of all that good stuff. But first, I want to know how you guys are doing. Welcome to everyone who's coming in the room who wasn't in the room before because I didn't set it to public. Hi, welcome. How are you? Drop a line down below. Let me know how you're doing. How is your new year getting off to a good start, hopefully? What are you looking forward to? What are you wanting to manifest this year? What's going on? Hi, Crystal Moon. How are you? What's up? What's up? Good evening. How formal. You're very distinguished. Good evening. Hello, welcome. Come on in here, folks. What's up? How's your new year starting? Did you guys do anything fun, special last night? Was there lots of champagne in your lives? My sister and I are very different. I was in bed at 12:05. The fact that I stayed up to 12 is an incredible event. She was up drinking tequila and champagne. So we celebrated very differently. Hi, Felicia. What's up? Happy New Year. Happy New Moon. Yay, you're doing great, Crystal. That's great. Awesome. I myself am getting over a bit of a cold. I went to visit my family and I think I caught a cold from my baby cousin. Her babies, germs go hand in hand. So I caught a little bit of a cold, and I actually wanted to talk to you guys about how I have been healing myself from whatever I've got. I took a COVID test, of course. I have to wait for the official results, which I'll get hopefully in a couple of days. But I think it was just a cold. But either way, I've been attacking it pretty aggressively, and I wanted to share with you guys how I have been recovering and getting over this cold in what feels like pretty rapid time. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and I will. Spiritual cleansing, yes, very important. Tomorrow is like my big day. I'm a little behind because I was under the weather, so I needed some rest time. But tomorrow I'll be like deep cleaning the house and doing all of my different rituals, changing my calendars, getting my 2020 spiritual planner from House of Ashe started, all that good stuff. Betty hung out with her bestie and puppy, made a nice dinner, and wine. Yes. No, my husband didn't catch it. Nope, he is totally good. That usually happens Because I'd like to think it's because, well, first of all, we like stay apart, you know, and don't like do any of the usual stuff. But I also like, I take colds very seriously because I don't like to be sick. So I try to knock them out as quickly as I can. And then just generally, we do a lot of stuff to keep our immune systems really strong. So Crystal stayed home and did a cleansing shower, was in bed by 11. Yes. That's okay. It's all right. Getting sick strengthens the immune system. So it's okay. I just get cranky because I tend to be a little bit of an overworker. So anything that slows me down really just kind of gets on my nerves. So I get really cranky about it. But otherwise, I'm good. Yes. Glad you guys are enjoying your new year and your new year festivities. That all sounds really nice. I was almost with you, Crystal. I almost did not make it to 12 o'clock. I was going to go to bed, but I didn't want to be, you know, such a Debbie Downer, I guess. So I was like, all right, I'll stay up. I like took a shower and gave myself some energy. Stayed up till 12. And then at 12, I just did like a very, very simple ritual with a dressed candle that I'd already had prepared quite a while ago by another witch, and lit some incense of significance. Lit my candle at 12 o'clock, said Happy New Year to my husband, and then was like, good night, hasta luego, see you tomorrow. So it was a pretty simple thing for me too. So yeah, so since we are talking about my sickness, my cold that I am getting over, I wanted to share with you guys, because we usually talk about, if you're new here, we first talk about like announcements. I let you guys know about things that are going on here at BronxWitch HeadQuarters. That's where we are. And with my shop, BronxWitch Bodega, where I list all my herbal medicines. And then we talk about the astrology that's relevant to the new moon or full moon phase that we are in. Hi, Ash. How are you? Happy New Year. And then we get into the reading, which today is going to be a little bit different because we're doing a pick a card. So you guys will be able to choose the pile that, you know, calls to you, which is cool. Are you allowed to talk about ancestors? Sure. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by like allowed. I don't know why I wouldn't be. My ancestors are me. That'd be like me not being allowed to talk about myself. Right? We're going to be doing readings here and talking about specific things. So there may be things that you have questions about that may be better for another time. Or you might want to book a private reading with me so you can go into depth about stuff about your ancestors. But yeah, as far as I know, I'm allowed to talk about my ancestors. I get the feeling that they quite enjoy that. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, we're not doing that today, honeybee. We are going to be pulling cards for the new moon phase. This is a collective reading that we do every new moon and every full moon, and we focus on the energies of that moon phase and how it can be useful to you in terms of manifesting things, letting go of things, and moving through your year according to the moon phases. I am not a medium also, so channeling the deceased is not something that I do for people. So you might want to look into speaking with a psychic or with a medium who can actually reach out and connect with the spirit of a deceased person and let you know if they pick up on that person. All right. But yes, new moon phase is cool. Good. I'm glad you're happy for that too. Definitely, you know, there are a lot of amazing psychics and mediums out there who can maybe help you with that. And I do hope you get the answer to that question because it seems kind of serious. So I do hope that you find that. And you can always book a private reading with me if you have some questions that are like tarot related in that vein. All right. Okay, so let's talk about my cold. So I went downtown, you know, and I had my little baby cousin who's all like snotty nose, dribbly, sneezy. Hi, Amber, welcome. And all that good stuff. And of course, because I was all over the house cleaning and like all over the kids, I came back with a cold. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how I have been taking care of my cold, because I take my immune system very, very seriously, one. And two, I was just thinking about today how incredibly grateful I am for herbal medicine and how freaking cool it is to be able to take care of yourself. And I have much, much, much respect for doctors in the medical field. And I very much believe that there is a place for both, traditional Western medicine. Should I call that traditional? Contemporary Western medicine in our lives, but there is also a place for the real traditional medicine, for natural medicine. And it just makes me really happy that I feel like I have gotten to a place in my life where I can walk that line really well. And there are times where I go to the doctor and there's information and tests that they're able to run for me. But otherwise, I'm able to take care of myself, and I'm able to do that with the herbs. So that makes me really, really happy. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So I came down with my cold when I got back from Charleston on like Sunday or Monday. I started feeling like itchy in the throat. And whenever you get that particular type of cold that starts off in the throat, like scratchy, sore throat type of situation, I immediately grab my Not Today Satan tea. If you guys have not tried my Not Today Satan tea, I encourage you to do it. Hopefully you don't catch cold. But if you feel yourself coming down with something, both me and my husband immediately reach for this tea, and it's so, so, so effective. So I just wanted to remind you guys about it. It's listed in the shop. I just restocked it this weekend with a fresh batch of herbs that were freshly dried. So it's ready to go and fully stocked. And it's made with chamomile, lavender, eucalyptus, and chickweed and blackberry leaf. And the blackberry leaf is so key to the recipe because it really just does a great job of preventing the onset of any cold symptoms. And I think what I got was like a little too far gone for me to totally prevent myself from having it. But I haven't had a cold in like 3 or 4 years. And that's because every time I feel like I might be getting one, I reach for that tea. So I just wanted to remind you guys about that. There are 13 different teas in the Bodega, and Not Today Satan is definitely the one I reach for in like emergencies. I have all of my go-tos for like my regular drinking. I drink basic bish like almost every day. I drink blood clot chai at my moon time when I have my period. So there are ones that I'm drinking all the time. But anytime I have like that emergency, like, oh no, I might be coming down with something, I reach for Not Today Satan. So I've been drinking that pretty heavy, and I wanted to share that with you guys. The other thing that I have been doing when my cold symptoms started, I was mixing in cold and cough potion into each cup of tea. And talk about divine timing, because all of my potions, I just strained and bottled them like a week and a half ago. So before I went on my trip, I strained, bottled, labeled them, got them all ready. And then I came back and was like, yes, they're ready to go. I can use them. So cold and cough is made with anise, hyssop, lemon bee balm, which is the most delicious, amazing flower ever, and echinacea flowers. And all of my potions are made with organic raw apple cider vinegar and raw wildflower honey. Shout out to the Ballard's Farm for their beautiful, beautiful honey, local here to New York. And so I was putting like 2 teaspoons of cold and cough potion into every cup of tea. Now that I feel like I'm kind of like over the worst of it, and I still just have like that congestion and like that like kind of like mucusy feeling on my lungs, I'm adding a teaspoon or so of lung tonic potion into every cup of tea. And lung tonic is made with mullein flowers. We all know how amazing mullein is for our lungs, and marshmallow flowers. And it just really helps to like open everything up and like help you cough, cough everything out. So I've switched to that, and that's been clearing me up really good. All of my potions are available in the Bodega now, and people have been buying them like by the tubes today. So everything I make is a really small batch. They won't be available again until next year when I get these herbs fresh from the Sawmill Herb Farm over the summer. So definitely grab them. I think it's a really good idea to have herbal medicine ready to go in your arsenal, especially during the winter, especially during cold and flu season. I just think that's a good thing to have ready, because it's like when you catch a cold or you feel like something is coming down, you don't want to wait 3 days, 5 days, 7 days for something to come in the mail. It's good to have it. So I would recommend grabbing it, get your hands on it. There's also a tummy potion, and there's an anxiety potion, which somebody just bought in the threes. Somebody got 3 bottles in like the last order that I checked. So definitely grab it. June, if you're watching, I put aside a bottle for you. Okay, so make sure you grab it, because I put aside 1 bottle for you. Okay, I know you asked about it. So grab that anxiety potion. The anxiety potion is made with linden flower and St. John's wort. The tummy potion is made with lemon balm and mugwort flowers and marshmallow flowers to soothe your digestion issues. So definitely make sure to grab that. I want to let you guys know about the most exciting addition to the shop, because this is something that you guys asked me for. When I posted my poll questions like a couple of months ago about what you wanted to see in the shop over the winter, overwhelmingly you guys voted for sea moss. And I was so happy, because I have been taking sea moss for like the last 9 months, a year or so, and I am thrilled with it. I am so happy to have found this. I'm going to make a video or 2 about like my sea moss journey, and I'm going to tell you guys about how I fucked up the first time and got really cheap, low quality sea moss that basically did nothing and smelled like old fish and was a bad idea. I found amazing gold premium quality sea moss, wild crafted from St. Lucia, from a Black-owned ethical supplier, and I am making that available in the shop. So you can get yourself a 1 ounce container, a 1 ounce package of sea moss, which will make like a week to 10 days worth of sea moss gel, or you can get a 4 ounce container. It's very hefty. 4 ounce package of sea moss. This will make a 30-day supply of sea moss gel for you. Or you can get the 60-day bundle, which is 2 packages of the 4 ounce package of sea moss, and that'll give you 60 days of sea moss. So if you are already about that sea moss life, then grab the bundle because it's a nice discount. If you've never tried sea moss before and you just want to get started, then grab the 7-day and just try it for a week and see how you feel. See if it gives you energy. See if you notice your hair and your nails starting to grow, which I have. See if your digestion clears up, your skin, all of that good stuff. Sea moss, most of you have heard of at this point, but it's basically just a powerhouse of nutrients. It's packed with like 92 or 94 of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. So it's God's gift to us all. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I'm really excited that you can get it from my shop. Each order comes with a card with instructions on how to use it, how to make your sea moss gel, which is the easiest way to take it. And then the coolest thing, I think, 'cause this is my idea, is every single package has a QR code on the back so that you can reorder at a discount, because it's something that you should take all the time. And I don't want you to have to pay the same price to order your monthly supply, order your 2-month supplies. I was like, if it's gonna be realistic for you to make this a part of your everyday life, then it needs to be really easy to reorder and it needs to be cheaper. So it's not like a super huge expense. So you can scan the QR code and that will take you to an exclusive page that you can't access in any other way, and you'll be able to reorder your sea moss for much, much cheaper. So I'm excited about that. Crystal wants to know about the shelf life. Shelf life for a herbal oxymel is about 9 months, but you can stretch it to a year if you keep it in the refrigerator. And the labels include ingredients, dosage, and an expiration date for you. So from the date of straining and bottling, I put an expiration date for you so you know exactly when I bottled it and how long you have to use it. But it'll last you a year if you keep it in the fridge. So it has a really good shelf life. Yes. Yeah, Simone, I'm telling you, if you're already starting to feel like, oh, I'm coming down with something, it's good to have herbal medicine ready to go. Because herbal medicine takes a while. It takes a while to make. It takes me months to make these potions. So as soon as I make it available, and I say buy it then, because they do last a whole year. And so you'll have it ready to go in case, you know, your stomach gets upset, or you're dealing with a bout of anxiety, or your immune system's not doing what you need it to do, and you want to support you know, anything. The great thing about herbal medicine as well is you can usually take it along with like pharmaceuticals or whatever. So if you go to the doctor and you get a prescription for something, you can still also take herbal medicine along with it to help you out. Maybe you don't want to take the pharmaceutical as much as prescribed. You want to take less. Herbal medicine can help you to take less. And sea moss has just really helped to keep my immune system strong year round. So the potions are great for when something comes up and you need to treat it. And taking sea moss every day, I take 2 tablespoons of sea moss every single morning in my fruit smoothie. And that is a great way to sustain your immune system, keep your body operating maximum all year round. That's important to me. I just feel like physical health and spiritual health really go hand in hand. I've just seen that be true in my own life. The more I pay attention to my physical health and I take care of myself, not for vanity, not to like lose a certain amount of weight or anything like that, but just to keep my body functioning at like a maximum level, it makes other things click into place for me. And then like what I'm doing for myself spiritually is supported by that. So anyway, these things are passionate to me. So I just wanted to share them with you because the Bodega did restock today and things are going kind of fast. So I just wanted to let you know about that before things are done. And then I wanted to let you guys know something really cool that I'm really excited about. I took a class with the Sisters of the Valley. I don't know if you know about them, but they are these super cool, kick-ass nuns in California that grow and care for the cannabis plant. And they make medicine from cannabis, and they taught a class, and I was able to take it. And I made my first batch of CBD hemp balm salve. So excited. My particular blend has rosemary and lavender. It smells incredible. It is so silky smooth, and it's an all-purpose salve because of the CBD. So it's made with cocoa butter and beeswax and vitamin E, which makes it really moisturizing. So you can just use it as a moisturizer. I have been using mine, this is my personal batch, as a moisturizer for my lips and my hands here in the office. You've heard of them. I love them. They're so phenomenal. But because of the CBD content, you can also use it as a pain relief balm. So if you have like arthritis or you have like stiffness, I sent some of this down to my mom and my aunt who both have arthritis in their hands, and they've been using it. And yeah, so I made a really small batch, and it's my first batch. It's an experimental batch, and you guys know that I don't really list things in the shop unless I've used it. I've shared it with other people and I'm like really confident in it. So it's not listed in the shop. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly surprise you guys with freebies. So when you order from the Bodega this month, I'm just gonna randomly throw in one of the salves. So if you get this in your package, then Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from me and the Sisters of the Valley. Shout out to the cannabis plant and the CBD and the beautiful medicine that it makes. Yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you guys, and hopefully you'll leave reviews or send me emails or whatever and let me know how you like it. And if you like it, you love it, if it's fantastic, then definitely it will become available in the shop. But I don't know when that will be. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting any herbal medicine, if you're thinking about starting CMOS in your life to help boost your immune system, take better care of yourself in 2022, then be on the lookout. You might just get a free sample of my hemp balm salve. I'm really liking what's happening with my shoulders. So yeah, that's what's going on with the shop. You know, I have to get me some of that. Yes, Betty, you know it. Betty knows all about cannabis medicine, and yes, I can't pick favorites. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Literally, I'm gonna do it like blind. I'm gonna do it blind because I made such a small batch. I think I have like 8 balms. So I'm gonna do it blind. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna try not to play favorites. Every week when I pack up the orders, I'm just gonna like cover my eyes and just like drop them into boxes, and maybe you will get one. Maybe you will get one. So yeah, so that's what's going on in the Bodega, guys. BronxWitch.com. Check it out. Shop the Bodega. Okay, let's see what else. In announcements, letting you guys know. Yes, your granddaughter swears by CMOS. I swear by it too now. I'm all about it. I can't see myself not taking it. And I made a batch to leave with my mom and my sister because I was like, please start. Just start. See how it feels. I left them like a 12-ounce jar, which will last them for like the week. And I was like, just start. See how you feel. Can't hurt you. It's just moss packed with vitamins and nutrients, so it literally cannot hurt you. It can only do good things. And yeah, I want folks to try it and join this journey with me. I'm thinking about doing a CMOS challenge, like a CMOS thing where I do it with you guys. So I've been thinking about doing this on the next new moon, which will be like February 1st or February 2nd, and doing like a 7-day challenge with you guys where we go live every day and we like blend up our CMOS together and, talk about how we feel, how we're, are we seeing any changes, what's going on with our bodies, just to help people out, because I know that it's, if you live in the Caribbean or if you live in New England or if you live on the western coast of Europe, then you might be totally familiar with this, but most people are still really new to the CMOS thing. And I just want to help you guys out, if you're a little scared of it or confused or not sure, what it's all about or whatever. So stay tuned for that. And everything that I'm telling you guys about is always shared in the monthly mailer that I send out once a month. So if you haven't joined the mailing list at BronxWitch.com, what are you waiting for? Join the mailing list, and then you don't have to listen to all these long-ass announcements. You will have all of that info already. Next, I want to let you guys know about a really exciting event, a whole weekend of events happening here at BronxWitch HeadQuarters in the South Bronx. And that is our Healing in the Hood weekend of healing for all. Yes, Healing in the Hood, happening here in honor of MLK Jr. Day from January 13th to January 15th. We will be having a whole weekend of healing events here at HQ, starting off with a free Intro to Reiki workshop, which is already almost completely booked. Okay? That is a free workshop where my Reiki master, Dr. Capshu, is going to be teaching about Reiki, giving you an introduction in the Usui Reiki tradition. and going around and actually giving a short Reiki session to each person who comes. So that's going to be an amazing event on Thursday, January 13th at 7 o'clock here at headquarters. And I think there are literally like 3 spots left. So BronxWitch.com on the events page. Grab yourself an RSVP if you want to come down and be a part of that. Get some Reiki healing and just learn more about Reiki. I have been giving myself Reiki through this cold. And the thing I noticed about the Reiki is it's been most helpful when it came to like the aches and pains. Because it started off like I was really achy and like, oh, I just want to lay down. Giving myself Reiki energy helped with that literally like instantaneously. And then it started to creep back in, and I was talking to my Reiki teacher, and he was like, you want to keep doing it. It's not a one-time thing. So I've been giving myself like short Reiki sessions in the morning and before I go to bed every night. And that has helped immensely with any physical aches or pains. So if you've never felt Reiki before, if you've never had a Reiki session, the workshop is a great opportunity to get a short session completely for free and get an idea of what Reiki feels like, see if it's right for you. If you already know that Reiki is for you and you would like a whole hour-long session, on Friday, January 14th, Dr. Capshu is doing hour-long Reiki sessions for people. That is, to be booked. Those aren't free. They're $111 per session, and we are offering scholarship rates for that. So definitely check out the posts here on YouTube and on Instagram for how to apply for a scholarship rate if you want to have a full-length Reiki session with Dr. Capshu. One of the sessions is mine. So just so you know, one of the sessions is already booked because I'm getting mine. I want that all over my bodies. Yes. So that's happening on Friday. And then Saturday, the 15th, is the big event. So excited for this because Dr. Capshu lives in Virginia. So he is rarely in the New York area, certainly not in the Bronx. He used to work in the Bronx many, many years ago, but not in the Bronx recently. So this is a huge opportunity for anybody who is in the Bronx or who can get to the Bronx on Saturday the 15th and wants to get certified in Reiki. So if you know that you are a healer, you want to be certified as an energy healer, this might be something that you want to do for your friends and your family, or you might want to actually, work out of a wellness center or start a practice for yourself. Getting Reiki certified is how you are able to do that. So he's teaching a whole certification class from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. You will receive the full manual that he has written, as well as a certificate that will be mailed to you. So you will receive the certification that you need to go out to wellness centers, yoga centers, gyms, etc., and say, hey, I can work here and do Reiki sessions for you guys. So if that's something that you feel called to do, then I would definitely grab one of those spots. There are only 10 spots for the class available, and there are only 4 scholarship spots. So, don't wait. I wouldn't want you to miss out on it. I imagine that we will do it again in the future, but I have no idea when. We just booked this for MLK Junior weekend. So, definitely check out BronxWitch.com, go to the events page for more information, and register for the class before it fills up. And there's information on there on how to message me for a scholarship if you know that this healing modality is for you, but the cost of $275 is a little high for you. I will tell you, $275 is a lot lower than what I have seen other people offering certification for, but doesn't matter. If it's high for you, we have scholarships available for the class. So yeah, I'm hoping to see all of you guys here at HQ. This is the first event I'm holding here in the space. So I'm just really excited to have more people up in here and to share this healing, especially with my neighborhood and my community, because you do not see events like this in my neighborhood ever. So Yeah, I'm excited about that. If you have any questions about that, you guys can let me know, and you can also message me on the website. Just click the message us button, and you can send me a message, ask any questions. I want to remind you guys about the poll in case you're like, well, what is this random poll at the top of the comments? We're going to be doing readings for each of the 3 piles, and you guys get to choose. Hi, Portia. You guys get to choose your pile, but I will also pull support cards at the end of the session from one of the decks that you guys choose. Just placed your order. Yay, Betty, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you got. I will pull a support card for each of the piles at the end, and it will be from the deck that you guys choose. So in the poll at the top of the questions, you'll be able to vote for which of the decks you would like me to pull support cards from. So, yes. All right, let's get into it. It's reading time. First, of course, what are we reading for? What is the astrology of what is going on? If you are new here, I am not an astrologer. Anthony just placed an order as well. Awesome, Anthony. Yay. I'm excited to see what you got too. Astrology, we talk about astrology at the start of every tarot reading because as above, so below. Astrology is not something I was terribly concerned with, even as a practitioner. It was like whatever to me at first. And then as a bartender, 15 years bartending and noticing how people acted different around the full moon and noticing how I felt different around the full moon, I started paying more attention to astrology. And it became something that I realized it really benefited me to pay attention to. Because whatever is going on up there seems to always show up in my life down here. And so we talk about it. And of course, it makes sense because we also do the readings on the moon phases, and the moon phases are obviously an astrological event. So we talk a little bit about astrology, but I encourage you guys to, find your favorite astrologers and get your birth chart. You can pull your birth chart on a million different websites out there completely for free. Pull your birth chart and start paying attention to how astrological transits and astrological events affect you and your life. And just see for yourself whether or not they make a difference, whether or not you notice anything different in how you feel, how people around you act, the events that go on in your life based on the astrology. Maybe it turns out that you don't see a difference. For me, it did. So this new moon is a new moon in Capricorn. It happens officially tomorrow at 1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is a very positive transit is what the astrologers tell me. There's a whole bunch of stuff about it being trying to Uranus, and Saturn's doing some stuff and all that good stuff. I don't know all of it. The part that I pay attention to is kind of what's going on in relation to the moon, because I just noticed that my emotions, my body, everything fluctuates very much with the moon. Betty did yours, and it's hard to understand it. Yeah, it can be. I got my birth chart on, I think it's called Cafe Astrology. I like that site because it goes really, really, really into depth. And then I use an app called Nebula, which also breaks things down in really simple terms. But if you're looking at your chart in terms of the circle chart, and last time I actually had my chart, but I put it in my book of shadows. If you're looking at your chart, you will notice that on the outside of that circle are all 12 signs. So you might be saying to yourself oh, I don't have Capricorn in my chart. Not true. Everybody has Capricorn in their chart. You may not have a planet in the sign of Capricorn when you were born, but all 12 zodiac signs exist for all of us at all times. So what you want to do is look at that circle and find Capricorn. And each of those 12 signs is divided into degrees. You use the same site. Okay, Betty, then this is what you want to do. You want to look at your birth chart report, and you want to look at that circle of your birth chart. So you've got a circle, and it's got a whole bunch of lines and symbols and stuff on it. And on the outside of that circle are the 12 zodiac signs. And each of those zodiac signs has a bunch of little lines. And each zodiac sign is divided into 30 degrees, okay? And this new moon is happening at 12 degrees of Capricorn. So you want to look at Capricorn, and you want to see where 12 degrees is. And then you want to look in the middle of the circle and find what house that lines up with. Okay? Jay Hendricks says, I'm on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. Why is that sad? With a sad face. Why are you crying? What's wrong with that? That doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. Yeah, so you want to look at Capricorn, find 12 degrees of Capricorn, and then look and see what house 12 degrees of Capricorn shows up. Because that is going to tell you where the energies of this Capricorn new moon are going to affect you the most in your life. So for me, it turns out that 12 degrees Capricorn lines up with my third house. Jay Hendricks says it's too much. Being a cusper is a lot. Being a cusper is a lot. But the good news is your sun sign and being on the cusp in your sun sign doesn't necessarily impact what's going on with like the moon in Capricorn so much. Like they're all related, of course, but it shouldn't make it too extra, if that makes sense. Because all you want to do, Jay Hendricks, just like anybody else, is just go to your chart, that outside circle of signs, find Capricorn, 12 degrees Capricorn, and see which of your houses it lines up with, okay? And it might be on the cusp of two houses, perhaps, but more likely than not, it's going to be in one house or another. For me, it's in the third house. The third house, I believe, is the house of like spirituality and relationships and friendships and things like that. And the new moon is a time of starting over, which is one of the other reasons why I think it's so awesome that it's falling at the beginning of the year, because we already have all of this I'm ready to start over type of energy. So the moon being new really only supports that and backs that up. So the new moon is a great time to manifest something, to start something new, to plant a seed that you want to grow for the future. No problems, good. And then Capricorn is a sign of hard work and diligence and putting in the effort and all of that stuff. Simone's giving us information on the third house of communication, community, connections with family. Very good. Thank you for that nice description of the third house. So knowing that about the third house, knowing that 12 degrees of Capricorn falls in my third house, that tells me that the energy of newness, of wanting to put effort into starting over, starting fresh, beginning new, is going to most likely impact my communication with my community, with my family, and my close relationships the most. That happens to be very, very much the case. For me, it's the beginning of the year, so there's a lot of things that I'm going to be doing new in terms of how I communicate with you guys, my community, the BronxWitch community, how I handle my social media pages, how I give you guys information and messages, how I communicate with my family is definitely undergoing some newness and some changes for sure. So knowing what house 12 degrees of Capricorn falls in your chart is going to help you to understand where this energy of newness, where this energy of wanting to put effort to start over and manifest something new is going to most affect you, okay? Yes, Josie, knowing your time of birth is important for your birth chart, but it's not necessary. On Cafe Astrology, you can click the button that says, I don't know the exact time. So most websites, you can calculate it like that. Someone was explaining to us last session that the time of day most directly impacts your houses. So not knowing what time you were born might make it a little hard to pinpoint exactly what house 12 degree of Capricorn is. But if you can narrow it down to like a window, morning, night, something like that, that can help. All right. So that is the astrology. I encourage you guys, each and every one of you, because there are 28 of you. Hello, how are you all? In here, and you all have different birth charts, to find 12 degrees of Capricorn in your birth chart, see what house that falls into, and that is going to help you to know exactly what each of these messages, what area of your life each of these messages most specifically relates to. Okay? So I hope that helps. We are all learning astrology here. We are all newbies in the astrology game. So I hope that little bit that I have learned helps you guys to understand it a little bit more. Yes. Hi, Raven. Hi, Phyllis. Oh, yay. Good, good, good. I'm glad my videos have been helping you. Yeah, the moon affects me the most too, Raven. I'm right there with you. Whatever the moon is doing, the moon in Scorpio is hard for you. The moon in Cancer is hard for me because I don't like being emotional, and I'm already an emotional being. And the moon in Cancer just is too much. It's too much. It's a lot of crying, and it's too much. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. So now that you know what to look for in your birth chart, now that you know that the new moon that happens tomorrow is happening at 12 degrees Capricorn, and the energy that it carries with it is all about starting over, starting fresh, putting in a lot of energy, and being willing to put in the work at creating something new. Beautiful energy, if you ask me, for starting off the new year. Then hopefully for each of you, that makes each of these readings a little bit more specific to you and even more helpful. Okay? It falls in Linda's 10th house. Awesome. All right. So let's get into the reading. I just did a lot of yapping about stuff. So I'm just going to take a second. Just to kind of ground myself and get back into a calmer mindset. And I encourage all of you to do the same. And if you want to get a cup of tea, if you want to light some incense, if you want to light a candle, whatever you do to open yourself up to receiving messages, I encourage you to do that. I want to thank our ancestors, our guides, and our guardians for being with us. If there's anything that they have been trying to communicate with us, now would be a great time as we take a look at this new moon phase for 2022. This is going to be the energy for this new moon until the next new moon, which is around February 1st. And I encourage each of you to take a second. Felicia just placed an order for potions and teas. Yes! I'm excited to get you guys these things. Yay! There's nothing like putting love into making things and then sharing it with other people. So thank you guys for letting me feel that awesomeness. So that's wonderful. Okay, so how we're going to do this, a little bit different than usual. Usually it's one collective reading for everybody, but we're breaking it up because it's the start of the new year, and I feel like, we want messages to be like specific because we are not all going through the same thing, even though the energy is one and the same. We are all under the new moon. Still, we're going through different things, and this year is going to mean something different for all of us. The start of the year needs to look a little different for each of us, so I wanted to do 3 individual readings for you guys. So We have 3 piles to choose from. I've already drawn an oracle card and some tarot cards for each of the piles. The oracle cards, as always, is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. It's the only one that I use. And I am pulling cards from the Green Witch Tarot deck today. And all of my decks you can find on my Amazon storefront. There's a link in the description if you like these decks and want to get them for yourself. So we've got 3 piles for you to choose from, starting with pile 1. We have this carnelian agate. And I'm just holding it up for you guys so you can look at it, see if it calls to you, does it speak to you. See if that energy speaks to you. Carnelian agate wanted to be the crystal representative. There we go. For pile 1. Pile 2, we have this piece of serpentine. See if the serpentine calls to you. Serpentine energy. And then we've got bloodstone. Bloodstone is representing pile 3. So take a moment. Jay Hendricks, that's what I've been saying all year. I'm like, oh my God, this year is so freaking ghetto. So ghetto. 2021 was ghetto. I am over it. Okay, so yeah. Serpentine is screaming your name. Yes, okay, that makes you pile 2. Okay, drop down in the comments which one of the crystals called out to you. We have carnelian agate, big red fiery energy, serpentine, very slithery snake-like energy, and bloodstone, very earthy, dragony energy. I always think of cinnamon when I think of bloodstone, that combination of earth and fire. Felicia's got bloodstone, that makes you pile 3. Josie's got carnelian, pile 1. I'm seeing a bunch of serpentines coming in. Lots of pile 2s, bloodstone for Betty. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. So go ahead and pick your pile. No rush, but I am starting. So I'm going to start off with pile 1. Your third eye like serpentine. Ooh, go with that. Go with that. Yeah. A lot of serpentine in the building. All right, I don't want to bias anybody, so I'm not going to say what I'm called to. So I'm going to keep that to myself. All right, so let's get started with pile 1, okay? And yes, Blossoming Yana says pile 3, maybe pile 2 as well. It's totally okay if you feel yourself called to 2 piles. Take both of those messages and see how they apply to your house, your chart, 12 degrees of Capricorn in your chart, okay? You might need a little bit of both. So starting off with pile 1 with the carnelian, let's see what we've got. I have not looked at the cards, I just pulled them. Okay. All right, so pile 1, our oracle message is change. Change for you, pile 1. This is the oracle message that Spirit wants to deliver for you, and that is change. I absolutely freaking love this card. It is so, so gorgeous. And it always reminds me of the fact that in order for there to be a change, there has to be a storm. You know, there has to be some upheaval. there has to be some winds of change is what I think of. And you can see how she's covering herself and cloaking herself from those winds of change. That is really, really key when it comes to any type of change that we experience in our lives. Change does not happen easily, usually. And the more important, the more significant the change, the heavier those winds have to blow in order to blow away the dust and the debris of whatever oldness was there in order to make room for the newness. So with this card comes a lot of like air energy and a lot of wind energy and a lot of movement. So this moon phase for you is very momentous, very moving. Expect there to be a lot of changes happening, a lot of momentum, things that you may have been holding on to for a really long time or that you've gotten really used to, really kind of being blown down or blown away. So the next 4 weeks for you could be kind of like a hold on to your seat kind of experience for you. For some of us, that sounds horrible because some of us really don't like change. For some of us, that sounds incredible because we do really well with change, or we're at the point where we're so over the old stuff that we're ready, even though we know it might not be easy. Wherever it is you find yourself, the change is happening and there isn't much that you can do to prevent it. And it feels like resistance is only going to make that harder. She is not resisting the wind. The best that she can do is kind of cloak herself and protect herself from it being like too crazy and like messing up her hair and blowing the flower out of her ear and all of that stuff. But there isn't anything that you can do to stop it. It's much, much, much needed. Another thing about this card that I really love is that wise owl sitting in the distance. Sometimes when we are going through really momentous, really significant changes in our lives, it can feel very lonely. And that owl is there to remind us that we are being watched over, that we are being protected, that we are being seen through this. So if you are afraid of change because you feel like you are going through it alone, I know it sounds kind of foofy and like whatever to say that like your guides and your guardians are watching out for you and they are there with you, because they're not people. And the fact that they're with you might not actually be very comforting. So I am sorry for that. If you don't have actual physical people in your life that you feel like you can turn to while you go through these changes or talk to while you go through those changes, I can only hope that it brings you some level of comfort knowing that your guides and guardians are in fact with you. So turn to them if you can to help you to weather through that storm. Oh, Betty says the owl is their spirit animal. Yay! So getting specifically into the cards, the questions that I asked when I was pulling the cards, I was asking, because we're in a new moon, we're starting a new year, what do we need to be manifesting? Where should we be putting most of our energy? And most importantly, how? Like, how do we actually get those things done? So when it comes to what we need to manifest, pile one, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. And for you, this is about, first of all, letting go of some of the need to control everything. The King of Wands is very much a master of creation. And with it in the reverse, this is saying that your biggest creations and your biggest ideas actually lie on the other side of you letting go a little bit. And that very much aligns with the oracle message of change. So we're going to want to, for pile one people, we are going to want to let go of that element of control. So if you're someone who creates something, or you want to create something and you feel like you have just committed yourself to one way of getting it done, this is saying that you're actually going to have a lot more success if you open yourself up to doing things differently. If you open yourself up to seeing things differently and trying things differently. And that might mean you need to change. If you are a painter, you might need to start drawing. If you are a teacher that teaches in the public schools, you might need to go to private institutions. This is all about letting yourself be open to doing things in a different way. And this is very much related to the things that you create, your passions and your hobbies. So what you should be manifesting for this moon phase from now until February 1st is related to the things that you create with your own hands, with your own mind, with your own voice, your passions, your hobbies, and your pursuits, okay? So money, love, all of those other things that might be kind of swirling around in your mind, that is not where your focus and your energy needs to be this month. This month, your focus needs to be on your creativity and your passion and being open to doing those things in a different way, because that is going to allow you to manifest what it is you really want. And where your energy needs to lie, right, in alignment with this, is the High Priestess in the reverse. And the High Priestess in the reverse is saying that trusting your intuition and being open to that little voice that says, it's okay, let go, do it differently. It's okay, you don't have to do things the way you always have. It's okay, you don't have to be in control of every single step of this process. Open yourself up to something new, that little voice you have not been listening to. And you really want to listen to that this moon phase, because there is a lot of great forward momentum, great forward energy that will turn that little spark, that little something that you have been hesitant to like let go and let God, to really turn that into something momentous for you. So that's going to be really, really important for you, pile one, with this new moon phase, allowing your creativity, your passions, your hobbies to take the forefront of your energy and your attention, your attention and intention, and letting yourself be open to those little voices that tell you to be open to new ways of doing things, okay? If you create anything whatsoever, don't stay in the box of how you have previously done it. Let that little voice inside lead you to changing up the way you normally would do things and seeing if you can create in a different way. There's going to be a lot of ideas that come to you and a lot of, fuel for the fire to manifest something really big and really new for yourself if you open up to that. Oh, Jay Hendricks recommends drawing because it helps with low patience. That's a really good idea. And the letting go really resonates with Witch Sister. Hi, Witch Sister. And the carnelian. Yeah, carnelian absolutely helps with change. Thank you for pointing that out. Carnelian relates to our lower chakras, our sacral chakra, the really redder pieces also for the root. And that is where we find our source of creativity. And find our source of creation and making things and manifesting things. But it often requires clearing blockages. We tend to want to think up here and not necessarily trust down here. Because, you want to be like practical and reasonable and rational. That's the opposite of this energy here. Trying to be rational and reasonable and practical is why the High Priestess is in the reverse for you, pile one. So you want to let that go. Stop thinking that you need to come up with like a logical answer for how to manifest, and allow these things to really come out of your sacral, out of your creation, out of your passions and your creative pursuits. And then I asked how to get that done. And we have here the Three of Swords. And this lines up, it even looks very similar to the Change card here. Now it's a swan instead of an owl. How you get that done, pile one, is by being willing to move forward and change your actual environment. So for some of you, this is going to mean literally changing up your environment. Like I said before, if you're a teacher and you teach in one type of school, you might need to change the type of environment that you're teaching in order to get that spark going. and allow your creativity to really develop, really blossom, really bloom. But either way, pile one, however it relates to you, moving to a new environment is going to be pivotal to that. So for some of you, that is exactly what the change may be. And your environment can be a physical environment, but it can also be spiritual or like emotional. So it is the beginning of the new year. If you haven't yet cleaned up your space, hi Tony, never late, always on time. You can always go back. If you haven't cleaned up your space, you might want to do that. And you might want to rearrange your space as well, because a lot of times when this card comes up, we think about changing our space, but you may be able to just change your space. You know what I mean? So like if you feel like I can't create in this apartment because I don't get enough light or I don't have the right layout or what have you, you might benefit from changing your space around. Have you tried rearranging your furniture? Have you tried putting your desk right in front of a window? Have you tried changing your curtains so they let in more light, or putting more plants in your space so you've got more green and life around you? Have you tried putting art up on your wall so that you're inspired on a regular basis? So the element of change is very, very strong, and this very much relates to your environment to help you be in a more creative space for this new moon phase, pile 3, okay? Because this was the card that comes up for how, because I was like, Spirit, if we're going to be talking about manifesting, that's cool. Everybody always wants to talk about manifesting, but I want to know how should each of these piles actually go about manifesting what it is that they want during this moon phase. And for you, pile 1, change your space, change your area, be open to travel, be open to moving, be open to changing your environment is going to be how you manifest whatever it is that you have on the table for yourself in 2022. Okay? Yes, pile 1. Change. Not easy. I know. So I'm not even going to be like, yeah, change. Oh, Josie did this yesterday, changed her whole area. Yeah. I want to do that too. I recently did that in my room, but I want to do some more moving around and stuff like that. But period. Period, poo. That is pile 1. Your oracle card is change. You are manifesting creativity and allowing your creative juices to flow without being so up in your head. And how you can do that is by changing your physical space. Yes? Yes. Okay. Who's ready for pile 2? Pile 2 with the serpentine. And the serpent is all about change with that shedding of the skin. All right, pile 2, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Okay. Woo. All right. That was something big just kind of came to me. Okay. All righty. Pile 2. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Jay Hendricks is ready for pile 2. Excellent. All right. Pile 2. Your oracle message is gentleness. Gentleness. And this is going to make a lot more sense when we get into the tarot cards. Your message is gentleness. And I'll tell you right now, this is about being gentle with yourself as much as it is about being gentle with others, because that is what comes through with the rest of the card, okay? So the message of the gentleness oracle card is about, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's about being softer, being kinder, being more tender with yourselves. Pile 2, you have a tendency to hit yourself with some really harsh and self-critical words. Pile 2, you tend to be your own biggest critic, your own biggest naysayer. Above anybody else, you are the one most likely to tell yourself that you can't do something, or you shouldn't do something, or now is not the time, or you don't have what it takes, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you are going to make the most of this new moon phase, of starting over, of putting effort and energy into a new beginning, you need to learn how to be more gentle with yourself. And I understand totally, especially for those of you who see what you want to manifest as being on the other side of hard work. There is a tendency to think that you need to be really like, do more, I need more, I gotta go harder, I'm not doing enough, Spirit is saying the opposite here. You need to give yourself some credit, congratulate yourself, give yourself a hug, give yourself time to rest, give yourself more water and sea moss, take care of yourself, and be kinder and gentler with yourself, because you're beating yourself up in a lot of ways. And manifestation of any kind, making something happen in any way, very much starts up here. You are the first person that hears the words that you think. You are. So if you are telling yourself that you don't have what it takes, you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're the first person who hears that. Not other people who probably think you're amazing and are waiting for you to do amazing things. You hear that first. And before you're even able to get started on anything, you have already beaten yourself down. Okay? Gentleness is your oracle for this moon phase. Focus this month until the next new moon on being gentle with yourself and combating some of those harsh and negative things that you say to yourself about yourself. Okay? Raven says it's crippling at times. Absolutely, it is. And that comes up in the cards with the 9 of Swords first. Okay? So what it is that you need to manifest, the 9 of Swords. 2 things came up when I was sort of like just pondering the messages in these cards. And the first is what Raven is talking about. Those self-defeating things that you say to yourself literally are crippling. They leave you worried at night. They leave you stressed out. They leave you awake and unsure about moving forward, about taking the next step. 9 is the number of completion. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff and you don't have the ability to jump because you can't see yourself as capable of taking that next step. And you're sitting there wondering, worried, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Instead of moving forward. The second thing that came through was your dreams. Okay? Your dreams, the things that you dream about, are not make-believe. They are not make-believe visions. They're not like, oh, you know, how silly. I dream about being a singer, or I dream about starting a business, or I dream about moving across the country. These are actually visions that you are receiving. They are messages from the other side of what you could be doing with your life if you would only stop telling yourself that you're not capable. So you've got to stop underselling yourself and underselling the importance of your dreams, because the clarity of vision for what you want to do is already coming to you. Some of you are dreaming at night. Some of you are having visions. Some of you are daydreaming in the middle of what you want to do with your life. And before those dreams can even be like, even begin to be realized, you immediately are telling yourself, no, that's just a dream. No, that's just, that's just me, having pie in the sky ideas. No, that is not what this is at all. These are your heart's deepest desires. These are the things that you truly want to make a reality, but you won't even entertain them because you are being so hard on yourself and so convincing yourself that it's just not possible that you won't even ask yourself, like, well, wait, what if? Like, you don't even get to the what if. Okay? Your dreams are very powerful, Jay. So if you are seeing these things and they're not coming to be, ask yourself, is it because I'm telling myself before I even get started that it's not possible, that it's quote unquote just a dream? Because this message here is it's not just a dream. Okay? It is not just a dream. What you need to put your energy into in order to help get over this, Queen of Swords in reverse. This is entirely bitchy behavior. Bitchy attitude, bitchy behavior. You are entirely too hard on yourself, pile 2. You are filled with all of these negative thoughts and things that you say about yourself that other people would not necessarily agree with. But you say it first and then you move on. It's like, oh, I can never do that. Boom, out of my mind, and I move forward. The Queen of Swords in reverse is a biatch, okay? She's quick with her tongue. She is not gentle. She is not kind. She is the opposite of whoever this sweet lady is. And that is where you need to put your energy for this new moon. How to quiet this voice. This needs to speak louder than this. And you're going to have to be intentional about it because it's natural for you to be in this space. So you are going to have to say, no, I am intentionally this month, I am treating myself and my visions and my thoughts with gentleness. I'm going to stop telling myself that that's stupid or that's dumb or that can't be or whatever. And I am going to say, you know what? Maybe is a very gentle word. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I'm not dumb. Maybe I'm not weak. Maybe I'm not undereducated, undercertified, underfollowed. Maybe my platform isn't too small. Maybe my world isn't too little. Maybe. Okay? Because the Queen of Swords never says maybe. She just says no. Absolutely not. And we need to work on this for this moon phase. And let maybe. Why not? Give it a try. Look at it this way. Okay? Raven said, I left that ish in 2021. Leave it in 2021. Okay? Leave her in 2021. All right? We've had enough of that. It's time to embrace gentleness for 2022. Gentleness with yourself. Because these dreams and ideas that you have that replay over and over in your head, but you keep dismissing because you tell yourself you're not good enough or you don't have enough or whatever, they deserve an opportunity. And with the moon being new and Capricorn being an energy of effort and energy and work, it's a beautiful energy to start something new and actually see it come to be and gain some traction. But it never will if you keep telling yourself, I don't even have what it takes to start, and you don't. Okay? And then the how, super important. How do we manifest these dreams that we are having? We have the Two of Swords here. And for you, this is about making a choice. You're going to have to make a choice between being the Queen of Swords in reverse or being gentle with yourself. That's the how for you. It's not like an outward how. This is a, pile 1 had more of an outward how. Change your environment, change your space, move somewhere different. For you, this is inner. This is you battling with yourself. We've got the harsh version of you with the crazy machete, and we've got the soft version of you with open arms. Which version of you are you going to let be in control for 2022? If you want to manifest these dreams, these visions, these ideas that you have that you push to the side every time they creep up, but that in your heart are what you really want to pursue, you are going to have to make a decision. And if you keep cutting yourself down, then you'll just be here. for 2022. And the only way to prevent that is to make the conscious decision to be open, to be receiving, to be kind to yourself, and to work on that harsh voice that has been very much in control up until now. Okay? And I'm also just going to say birds. Okay? Birds. Birds. Every single card, bird in the background, bird outside of the window. See the hummingbird outside of the window? That's a bat, but you know what, you get the point. Shit that flies. Birds. 3 birds in the oracle card. 3 birds in the cards. Thank you, Betty. Betty's reminding you guys to like the live. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's very nice. Mary definitely needed to hear that. Thank you. I'm glad. I am very glad. I'm glad that you tuned in. I'm glad you received that message. Whether you're watching now or you're watching this on a replay, this is the new moon reading for each pile. So from now until February 1st, this message is relevant. How can you make the most of this moon phase? Okay? Birds represent what? It kind of depends on the school of representation that you're working with. For me, they usually represent flight, literally, like things taking flight, things getting started. I also think about the nest, falling out of the nest, jumping out of the nest, taking off. So these are like ideas or motivations or projects even that you want to embark on. Birds also can represent peace. Specifically in the gentleness card, we have birds that look like doves. And doves are birds of peace. They're usually like a peace offering. You would gift someone a dove, or people release white doves. They represent angelic energy, peaceful energy, kind, sweet energy. All right? And swords are air cards. Yes, and you've got all 3 swords piled too. Kindness to self, absolutely. Paradise, 3 blue jays that talk to me every morning. I love that. I have a thing with a particular spirit, and when I get a message from them, I will get 3 doves. There are mourning doves in this neighborhood that pop up from time to time, and I will get 3 doves. And every time it happens, I always hear 3 little birds is by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Every time. Always hear it. I'm always like, oh, message. Got it. Thanks. So that's what doves are to me. But traditionally, they're birds of peace and angelic energy. And that's the kind of energy that you need to give yourself, because you have been being a biatch to yourself. And that is why you have not been manifesting your dreams. You hear the same song? Paradise Within. Hey, brother or sister over the internet. That's interesting. What a little connection that we have. I love that. Love that. All right, pile 3. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know what's going on with my shoulders today. They are alive. All right, pile 3. I hope you are ready. Here we go. Yes, love the Marley. Love the Marley. Yes. Are we ready? Can I tell you a funny story about Bob Marley and Bob Marley's music? Aside from No Worries, the No Worries song? I really was not familiar with Bob Marley's music because I grew up in a very Christian home. And so all the music that I listened to was Christian music, like gospel, Christian church music, or like pop music and hip hop from the radio. So that was like my world of music was very limited. And then I went through a rock phase in high school. But like, well, whatever was on the radio and church music is all I heard. And then I went to the mountain school as a junior in high school, and I lived on a farm in Vershire, Vermont. And I cared for cows and ducks, and I planted things and cut down trees and tapped maple trees for syrup and did all of those beautiful Vermont farm things, and got exposed to redemption song. And immediately was like moved to tears, cried my little 16-year-old eyes out, and was like, what is this music? I must know more. And then immediately, there was no downloading then. Immediately on my break, I went to Virgin Records store and bought Bob Marley and the Wailers. And yeah, there we go. But I was 16 before I like knew that Bob Marley's music was not just songs on commercials about Jamaica. Can you believe that? And of course, it would be redemption songs that would do it, right? If you have ever heard redemption song and you did not immediately become a Bob Marley fan, what is life? What is life? Redemption song is just like, in the heart. I was just like, oh my God, yes, my feelings exactly. Yeah. So funny little story about this little black girl from the Bronx. Didn't really know who Bob Marley was until she was in high school. But I could tap a maple tree. We all have our skills. Oh yeah, sounds very amazing. All right. Ready, pal 3? Are you ready? This message is for you. Let's see what you have. Okay. Okay, pile 3. So for you, my darlings, the oracle message here is Guardian Angel. I love this card. I don't pull this card very often. Let's just gaze upon it for a second. I'm just enjoying it because I don't get to see it a lot. So I'm just picking up on the details. The message here for you is Guardian Angel, pile 3. And the message that comes through with this as an oracle message is about understanding that you are not alone in this. You have some decisions to make, and it's going to be important for you to understand that you are being watched, not in a creepy way. You are being watched in a protective way, that you, kind of like when we were talking about with change with group 1, where it's like you have higher powers watching over for you, but this is specifically like one higher power. So some of you, pile 3, might actually want to explore the angels a little bit. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael. These angel energies are really coming through. So you might already be learning more about angels and about guardian angels. For some of you, you might want to start. If you're feeling like you are alone in the world and that you don't have anyone to protect you, it might be time to get familiar with the angels that walk with you. So this is kind of a spiritual message for you guys. You might want to do some learning about the angels. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't really know how that works, but I do know that astrologers can sometimes tell you which angels relate to you according to your birth chart. So you might want to get a reading on this. Forgive me for not having more information on that or not knowing how to do that because I'm not an astrologer, but I do understand that an astrologer can potentially help you to understand which angels you are being guarded by, because you might want to learn more about that so that you feel more protected and more guarded. Josie says, Michael and Raphael, I pray to daily. Wow. So some of you are already on that. And Linda works with all 4 of those angels. So some of you are already on that path of working with your angels. For those of you who aren't, this might be something that you might want to explore during this moon phase, because that feeling of, I don't know if I'm being protected, I don't know if I have anybody out there watching over me, is the angel connection might be helpful. For some reason, whatever, Pile 3, you might not necessarily feel that close to your own ancestors. I don't know why that is, but that is what I'm feeling. And the angels might be a better source of like tangible relationship that you can cultivate to kind of help you through what you want to manifest for this new moon and what you are working on. Okay. Also, guardian angels can sometimes be physical people. There are obviously the angels, those are not people, but your guardian angels might be physical people in your life that have been tasked with protecting you, tasked with being there for you. And that'll make more sense with the tarot cards here too, because what you are manifesting this month or this moon phase, group 3, is relationships, loving, important relationships. For some of you, this is going to be that relationship with your guardian angel. Working on that this new moon is going to be really important for you to manifest whatever you want for this year, or just not even manifest what you want for this year, but like to put your year on the right track and to get you off to the right start. The thing that you need to cultivate is a relationship with your guardian angels, your guardians, the guides that are there for you on the other side. For some of you, this is going to be a real person, physical people that can really hold your hand, really guide you through the rest of the year, really be there for you in this year. But this is feeling a lot deeper than a physical person for a lot of you. So Pile 3, what you really want to be focusing on is making relationships with your angels, with your guardians, with whoever they may be. And it feels very like singular. So like with one, like there's one that like each of you really needs to make a connection with, that you, for whatever reason, haven't yet. They may have been coming through in other ways, kind of whispering to you, showing themselves to you. You might have been seeing cards or books or other people's readings where the certain names keep coming up and getting replayed or whatever. So you may have already gotten some type of a hint at who that might be. But either way, there is a guardian angel that is trying to make a connection with you, and you want to establish a relationship with them in this new moon phase. It's the Lovers in the traditional tarot deck, Betty. This is the Lovers card. In the Green Witch Tarot, it's the Lord and the Lady, the 6th card of the Major Arcana. Okay, Pile 3, so you want to manifest a relationship with your guardian angels this moon phase. okay? Who are your guardians? Who are there for you on the other side? Who is holding your hand and protecting you? Establishing a relationship with that being is going to be really important to helping you navigate throughout the rest of the year, because they are going to be able to guide you and comfort you, and help you get through anything that this year might throw your way or that you might want to do for this year. All right, pile 3 with the bloodstone. Okay, guardian angels is what you want to manifest, a relationship. I see the name Michael Daly. That might be the one that is coming through for you, because it does feel singular. So that might be the one coming through strongest for you, Josie. Building a really deep, loving, tight relationship with that angel is going to be helpful through the rest of the year. Okay. Where you want to put your energy is on the moon in the reverse. So these are our dreams. So this is going to be something that is easier to do, I guess is the way I would say it, are our dreams. And interestingly, for me, this card in the reverse is always about that. It's not twilight. Twilight's like at night. Is it dawn? What is it before dawn? Before the sun comes up, like 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. before the sun rises. Those are critical times. I don't know what you call that times, but you want to pay really close attention to any dreams that you have during that time. And you might want to consider actually waking up around that time. Because when we're waking is when we tend to remember the dream that we were just having. The ones that we had when we were in the middle of our sleep, we tend to not remember so much. But the dreams that we have right before we wake up are the ones that we tend to remember the most. So if you get up around that time, it might help you to remember whatever dream, vision, dream message, dream information was happening at that time. Is that dusk? Right before dawn, it's dusk? I thought dusk was at night. 5 o'clock, okay? 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, whatever you call that time, that would be a good time for you to get up, wake up, journal the last thing that you remember, lay in bed even for a few minutes and let that just sort of sink in, what you may have experienced, and let those feelings like wash back over you and those little memories come back to you, because that's going to be the time where this energy is trying to communicate with you the most. That's around the time I wake up. That would be a really good time to focus in on this if you pick pile 3, especially Felicia, to really let that time be intentional and pay attention to what you feel, what you hear, what you see at that time, because developing a relationship with this guardian angel would be best served if you do it around that time of day, okay? So that's where you want to put your effort and your energy to build this relationship. And how we build this relationship is going to be to stop making things up and lying to ourselves. Okay, both are called twilight. Okay, thank you, Witch Sister. Wonderful. Twilight. At twilight, guys, is when those messages will be coming through the most, and that'd be the best time to make a relationship with your guardian angel. If you pick pile 3, that is what you are manifesting, or what you should be manifesting for this new moon phase, a relationship with your guardian angel. Getting up at that time, paying attention to your dreams at that time, journaling at that time, sitting in the darkness and the quiet is going to be a great way for you to actually make up take advantage of that time to actually create a relationship with that being that's trying to communicate with you. That's the time you get off work. Oh, I've been there. Yeah, twilight. Okay, cool. How you do this? The 7 of Swords is a card that is about deceit. It's about taking ideas and running with it. And in the reverse, this is about uncovering deceit, as is the moon in the reverse for me. Both of these cards are about shining light on things that we maybe, have been kind of lied to about or even tell ourselves lies about. And what came through with the Seven of Swords in reverse for you is realizing that you have been telling yourself lies about the visions and the messages that you have been receiving. So if you have been seeing symbols, signs, words, you have been telling yourself, oh, it's no big deal. If you've been having recurring dreams, you've been telling yourself, oh, it doesn't mean anything. If you've been waking up at the same time, particularly around this twilight time, and you've been telling yourself, oh, it's just because I always have to pee at that time of morning, or it's because I went to bed at 11 and I only need 7 hours of sleep, so that's why I wake up at that time, you're kind of not telling yourself the truth, okay? You have been making up you have been making up explanations for what these things mean rather than letting yourself receive the truth of what they really are. And that is that you have an angelic being. You have a protective, unseen being that is trying to establish an actual relationship with you. And they're doing it at this twilight hour. They're doing it in your dreams. They are trying to let you know that they are there with you and they want to have a relationship with you, and you have been kind of dismissing it and telling yourself that it's not legit or that it's not real, basically. Okay, so that's going to be really important for you for the new moon pile 3 to stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop telling yourself that nothing's happening here, because something is happening here. You are trying to be communicated with by another being that is trying to have a relationship with you, and they want you to really make this relationship happen this moon phase. And this would be a good time to do it because they're going to be reaching out. They're going to be communicating actively and heavily. They already have been, but they're going to continue to do that through this moon phase. And so for the next month, I would definitely be paying super close attention to every single thing that comes through in your dreams. And I would make an effort to get up around twilight and record everything and anything that happens at that time to start to see those patterns and figure out who this is. And then, oh my gosh, you have to tell me because I'm nosy and I want to know. Yes. Yes, it is said that that is a time when the veil between the worlds is thinner, that it is a little easier to communicate with the other side. So that would be, that's why it comes up in the cards as a good time to do that, okay? Pile 3, so your oracle message is guardian angels. You have a being on the other side, more likely than not an actual angel, but if not an actual angel, a protective spirit of some kind that is trying to communicate with you. And what you need to manifest this new moon phase from now until the beginning of February is building a relationship with that being. They're going to be incredibly helpful to you throughout the rest of 2022. Twilight, as we have learned, that late night, the last hours of the night, right before the sun rises, is going to be the best time to try to establish that relationship. So make use of that time. Make that time special. Don't just sleep through it. Use it so you can figure out who this being is and how you can build a relationship with them, because I can only imagine good things come from having a close relationship with an angel. And you want to work on your own brain, the logical part of yourself that tells you that this isn't really happening, that doesn't really mean anything, nobody is here with me right now, I am by myself. No, you're not. And they really want to communicate. So that is where you want to put your energy and how you can cultivate this relationship, this new moon phase. And then, like I said, oh my God, tell me about it. Because I want to know who is in your bedroom, pile 3. Who is trying to holler at you in the middle of the night? Yes. All right. So now we get to see from the poll which support deck has been pulled. And I'll give you guys a second to vote in case you haven't voted already. If you have not voted, there is a poll at the top of the chat that gives you 4 different decks that you can choose from. And we are going to pull a support card. I'm going to pull one for each pile. Yeah, I'll pull one for each pile because they're very different messages. So we need different support. Betty said, I would like to know that as well. Yes. So I'm going to give you a second to vote. Cast your vote. It looks like Words as Wands, the spell and ritual deck, is winning. Oh my gosh, surprise, surprise. So far. But I'll give you guys another second. A sip of my tea with my beautiful amethyst crystal tea infuser. Also available in my shop. Yes. The Botanist deck is a beautiful, beautiful deck designed by Kevin J. Stanton of botanical cards. So that will give you flower energy to connect with during this time. The Herb Crafters deck we pulled from, I think, the last 2 sessions. And it gives you herbs that can support you. Then we have the Archetype cards, which help us with light and shadow work by showing us what parts of our own self we need to work on. And then we have the Words as Wands deck, which is a collection of spells and rituals that can be done. All right, I'm going to end the voting. And we will see if it's still Words as Wands, because YouTube does this weird thing where it changes the vote at the end. Okay, yep, with 38% of the vote, 62 of you voted for Words as Wands. So we are going to be getting some spells and rituals to support us on our journeys, okay? All right. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, interesting. 6, 5, 4, air, earth, and air. Okay, so starting off with pile 1, which, to refresh your memory, was the carnelian agate and the change oracle card. Pile 1's message was about manifesting your creative passions by letting go and changing your space and allowing for change to inspire new things. Oh, that's cool. Betty says the 30 minutes before sunrise and after sunset is called the blue hour. Look at that. So for pile 1, these cards just have words on them, okay? So pile 1, your number is 6, and you are working with the element of air, and you are calling in with the help of air. And it says, call in with the help of air. We can connect with source above in order to firmly root divine inspiration in the physical. Say this spell to yourself while you meditate. As you inhale, envision your breath lifting you up and connecting you with the light above. With each exhale, sink down into your lower body. Visualize roots extending that connect you with the earth's core. Continue to breathe deeply, bringing your body into alignment. Be sure to take note of any sensations, feelings, or ideas that come to you at this time. And here's the words that you want to say. My divine gifts, I embrace self-mastery is the path of grace. My divine gifts, I embrace self-mastery is the path of grace. Okay? One more time. My divine gifts, I embrace. Self-mastery is the path of grace. And that, pile 1, is going to help you to manifest your creativity and allow your creativity to take hold. My divine gifts, I embrace. Self-mastery is the path of grace. I love that. So when I think of self-mastery, I think about how we were talking about changing up the order of your space. And you might need to change your space in a way that allows for more discipline and more structure so that you can allow yourself to create in a different way than the way you have before. Hey, June, welcome. All right, pile 2, your words as one spell is release. So pile 1 was calling in. Pile 2 is releasing. And as a reminder, pile 2 is the serpentine. Your oracle message was gentleness. And you are manifesting your dreams by quieting that harsh voice in your head that keeps telling you that you can't do something or that you shouldn't do something. So we are working with Earth, and your number is 5. And you are releasing. A literal translation of this spell and ritual is to enchant an object with the intention of returning unwanted energy to the center. Collect your favorite pair of sunglasses, jewelry, or white cotton top, and infuse it with the intention of deflecting any ill intent away from you. Pray this spell over your object and ask the divine forces you work with to cloak you in a protective, reflective shield. The divine feminine gives us creativity, compassion, aka gentleness, and receptivity, which must be protected. So basically, you are doing a return to sender spell on yourself, pile 2. Because you are returning that negative energy that you have been sending to yourself, and instead replacing it with gentleness and compassion and kindness. Okay? And the words you want to say are, I deflect judgment, seen or unseen, of the divine feminine within me. I deflect judgment, seen or unseen, of the divine feminine within me. Oh, I love that. And we talked about, okay, pile 2. So this ritual of releasing the negative energy that you send to yourself, returning it, well, maybe not returning it, don't return it to yourself, but getting rid of it, deflecting it. I deflect judgment, seen or unseen, of the divine feminine within me. And you can pray that over an item, a talisman, a piece of jewelry, something that you can wear or carry with you, so that when you have those negative thoughts telling you you can't do something, you are able to deflect that energy away from yourself so that you can manifest what you desire. And pile 3 has the bloodstone. And pile 3, a reminder, your oracle message was guardian angel. And you, this moon phase, are manifesting a relationship with your guardian angel, your unseen guides, protectors. And you are doing that by really focusing on the twilight hours early in the morning and not telling yourself that it's not happening. So you are working with air this moon phase, and your number is 4. And you are calling in. Say, hum, or even sing these words to yourself when you have made an important step in the direction of your dreams. We often forget to congratulate ourselves when we choose to do what is best for us. It is crucial to celebrate these moments. Giving ourselves this verbal recognition helps to strengthen faith and trust in our intuition. So say to yourself, inner wisdom abounds, my judgment is sound. Inner wisdom abounds, my judgment is sound. This might be a really good thing for you to chant or say to yourself when you wake up early. Congratulate yourself for waking up early and allow yourself to strengthen your faith and trust in your intuition. Those visions, those sensations, those things that you're hearing or that you are dreaming about are not just nonsense. They're not just your brain regurgitating the day. They are messages from your guardian angel who is trying to make a relationship with you. Inner wisdom abounds. My judgment is sound. This was fun, guys. I really like the pick a card format. We might have to do this again. I really like having 3 separate messages for you guys. I feel like that's way more helpful. I think that, collective readings are great because it's good to know what the energy is for everybody, but I feel like it's a little bit more helpful to have a specific message. You tell me what you think. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment down below so I know whether or not the full moon reading in 2 weeks on the 17th should also be a pick a card. Okay, because what you guys decide. It's up to you. So you let me know what you think about the pick a card. Was it helpful to get a specific message based on the pile you chose? And if so, please do let me know down below because that is going to let me know if I should do it this way again. People are saying yes in the chat. Try to, if you don't mind, try to come back and comment when the video is posted. So that I can actually see the comments because that's going to help me out a lot, especially if you're watching this on replay and you're not able to say anything in the chat. Definitely let me know what you guys thought about this. So thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. Happy New Year and Happy New Moon. I pray that each of these messages really resonated with you guys deeply and that it helps you to kick off 2022 strong. Don't forget to go to my shop, BronxWitch Bodega, and get your hands on some of the herbal offerings that are in the shop to get your 2022 started off right. Get your hands on winter medicine because they won't be available until next winter when they run out. There will be a batch of spring medicine made from the winter roots that are harvested, but they will be different. So definitely make sure to grab those. And if you are ready to start 2022 off with a healthy mindset and you are ready to start exploring sea moss, get your hands on some that is in the shop as well. And I hope to see every single one of you at Healing in the Hood, January 13th through the 15th here at BronxWitch HeadQuarters, where we are going to be doing a whole weekend of Reiki healing events, including an entire Reiki certification course. So if you want to learn to practice Reiki, you want to go into business for yourself as a Reiki practitioner, then I definitely hope you will take advantage of the class being taught by my Reiki teacher. Scholarship tuition is available, so make sure to check out my posts about the Reiki classes. Pile 3 resonated the most for you, Justice. Yes, great. Yay, thank you guys. Blessed be. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next live for the full moon. Enjoy the rest of your night, and blessed be.